Welcome back to AZ Languages. Have you ever gone to the grocery store and felt surprised by the prices? Maybe you looked at a restaurant menu and thought, I don't remember it being this expensive. Or perhaps you've heard people talking about the cost of living and wondering why everyday things seem to cost more than they used to. Hi everyone, I'm Bella, and I'm very happy you're here today for another listening and shadowing practice session with AZ Languages. Today's topic is one that affects almost everyone in one way or another. We're going to talk about inflation. Even though the biggest inflation headlines came a few years ago, inflation is still an important topic in 2026. People around the world continue to discuss rising prices, housing costs, food expenses, and the overall cost of living. In this episode, we'll talk about what inflation is, why it happens, what effects it has on people's lives, and why it remains an important subject even today. We'll also look back at the inflation surge of the early 2020s and discuss some of the lessons that people learned from that period. This should be a very interesting episode because inflation is not just an economic idea that exists in textbooks. It affects real people every day. It affects how much money we save, how much we spend, and how comfortable we feel financially. And before we begin, remember that AZ Languages offers additional listening practice and conversation-based content designed to help you improve your English naturally. If you enjoy these lessons, make sure to check out the resources available through the channel and continue practicing every day. All right, let's begin. Are your ears ready? You know what time it is. It's listening time. Okay, let's talk about inflation. First of all, what exactly is inflation? Different economists sometimes explain inflation in slightly different ways, but most people agree on the basic idea. Inflation is a general increase in prices over time. At the same time, it usually means that the purchasing power of money decreases. What does purchasing power mean? Purchasing power refers to how much you can buy with your money. If $10 can buy fewer things today than it could buy a few years ago, then the purchasing power of those $10 has decreased. That's one of the easiest ways to understand inflation. Many people around the world experienced this during the early 2020s. Prices increased in many countries, and people noticed that their salaries did not seem to go as far as before. Even now, in 2026, many people still feel the effects of those years. Inflation has slowed down in some places, but prices often remain much higher than they were before. This is an important point. A lot of people think that when inflation slows down, prices go back to where they were before. Usually, that is not what happens. If inflation falls from 8% to 3%, prices are still increasing. They are simply increasing more slowly. So even after inflation improves, people may still feel that life is expensive because prices usually stay at their new levels. Now let's talk about some of the causes of inflation. There is no single cause that explains every situation. Inflation can happen for many different reasons. Sometimes the demand for products and services increases very quickly. Sometimes there are problems with production and supply. Sometimes governments and central banks make decisions that increase the amount of money circulating in the economy. Often, several different factors happen at the same time. One simple way to think about inflation is this. When there is more money available to buy goods and services, but the production of those goods and services does not increase enough, prices tend to rise. Let me explain that in a simple way. Imagine a small town with 100 people and 100 hamburgers available for sale. Now imagine that everyone suddenly receives extra money. The people have more money to spend, but there are still only 100 hamburgers. Since more people can afford to buy hamburgers, sellers may raise prices. The result is higher prices. Of course, real economies are much more complicated than this example, but the basic idea helps us understand how inflation can happen. During the early 2020s, many countries experienced unusual economic conditions. There were supply chain problems, factories were disrupted, transportation became more difficult. At the same time, governments in many countries introduced programs to support people and businesses. All of these factors played a role in creating inflationary pressure. When economists talk about inflation, they often discuss both the demand side of the economy and the supply side of the economy. The demand side refers to consumers who want to buy products and services. The supply side refers to businesses that produce those products and services. If demand increases faster than supply, prices often rise. If supply becomes limited while demand remains strong, prices can also rise. That's why inflation is usually not caused by just one thing. It is often the result of multiple factors working together. Now let's talk about the effects of inflation. One major effect is that inflation changes the way people think about money. When inflation is high, people often feel less motivated to save money in a regular savings account. Why? Because the value of their savings may decrease in real terms. Let's imagine you have $100. You place that money in a savings account. A year later, you have $102 because you earned some interest. That sounds good. However, what if prices increased by 5% during that same year? Even though your account balance increased slightly, your purchasing power actually decreased. Your money buys less than it did before. This is why inflation can be frustrating for savers. People often feel that they are being careful and responsible, but their money loses value over time. Because of this, periods of high inflation often encourage spending and investing. People may decide to buy something now instead of waiting until later. They may also look for investments that can grow faster than inflation. The goal is to protect purchasing power. People want their money to maintain its value over time. Now let's look at the opposite situation. The opposite of inflation is called deflation. Deflation occurs when prices decrease over time. During deflation, money becomes more valuable because it can buy more things in the future. If people expect prices to keep falling, they may delay purchases. Why buy something today if it might be cheaper next month? This is one reason why economists often worry about both high inflation and severe deflation. Each situation creates its own challenges. Another important effect of inflation involves wages and salaries. A wage is the amount of money someone earns for their work. When inflation rises quickly, wages often struggle to keep up. Employers may eventually increase salaries, but those increases usually take time. As a result, many workers feel pressure because the cost of living rises before their income rises. Even if someone receives a raise, it may not fully compensate for the higher prices they face. This is why people sometimes say that they are earning more money but still feel financially stressed. Their income may be increasing, but their purchasing power may not be improving very much. Housing is another area that can be affected. In many countries, housing costs increased significantly during and after the inflation surge of the early 2020s. Rent became more expensive in some cities. Home prices increased in many areas. Mortgage rates also changed as central banks raised interest rates to fight inflation. Interest rates play a very important role here. When inflation becomes too high, central banks often increase interest rates. The goal is to reduce spending and slow down inflation. However, higher interest rates can make borrowing more expensive. Loans become more costly. Mortgage payments can increase. Businesses may borrow less money for expansion. So, fighting inflation sometimes creates challenges of its own. This is one reason why economic policy can be very difficult. Decision-makers must balance many competing goals. They want stable prices, they want strong employment, they want economic growth. Sometimes improving one area creates difficulties in another area. Now let's talk about countries that experienced especially high inflation in recent years. Throughout the early and middle 2020s, several countries faced severe inflation problems. Countries such as Venezuela, Argentina, and Lebanon were frequently mentioned in discussions about inflation. In some cases, prices rose extremely quickly. People found it difficult to save money. Planning for the future became challenging. Businesses struggled to predict costs. Families had trouble maintaining their standard of living. When inflation becomes very severe, everyday life can change dramatically. People may spend their money immediately after receiving it because they worry that prices will rise again soon. Some people exchange their local currency for a more stable one. Others purchase gold, silver, property, or other assets that they believe will hold value better than cash. In extreme cases, black markets can appear. If people are unable to legally obtain a more stable currency, they may try to obtain it through unofficial channels. This has happened in various countries throughout history. Now let's talk specifically about the United States and other developed economies. The highest inflation rates in these countries generally occurred during the early 2020s. Since then, inflation has slowed considerably. However, many people still feel that prices remain high. This creates an interesting situation. Official inflation numbers may improve, but public frustration can continue. Why? Because people remember what prices were several years ago. Even if inflation falls, the higher prices often remain. For example, if a product cost $5 in 2020 and $7 in 2026, people still notice that difference. The fact that inflation has slowed does not erase the previous increases. This is one reason why inflation remains an important topic in 2026. The immediate crisis may have passed in some places, but the effects continue to influence daily life. Now let's discuss what people typically do during periods of high inflation. One common response is to reduce the amount of cash they hold. Instead of keeping all their money in cash, people may invest some of it. They may buy stocks. They may buy property. They may purchase precious metals such as gold and silver. The goal is to find assets that can maintain value over time. An asset is something that you own that has value. A house can be an asset. A stock can be an asset. Even a business can be an asset. People often look for assets that they believe will perform better than inflation. Another common response is to make purchases sooner rather than later. If people expect prices to rise, they may decide to buy a car, appliance, or other major item today instead of waiting.
Businesses sometimes do the same thing. They may purchase equipment before prices increase further. People also become more interested in personal finance during inflationary periods. They pay closer attention to budgets. They compare prices more carefully. They search for ways to save money. They think more seriously about investing and financial planning. In some countries, people even move their savings into foreign currencies. This tends to happen when confidence in the local currency becomes very low. People want stability. They want a store of value that they trust. Of course, every country is different, and the solutions that work in one place may not work in another. But these are some of the common patterns that economists observe during inflationary periods. One final point is that inflation teaches an important lesson about economics. Money itself is only part of the picture. What really matters is what that money can buy. If your income doubles but prices also double, your situation has not necessarily improved. Economists often focus on real purchasing power because that gives a more accurate picture of living standards. This is why inflation matters so much. It affects everyone. It influences saving, spending, investing, borrowing, and planning for the future. And even though inflation is not always the most exciting topic, it helps us understand many of the economic discussions that we hear in the news. So in many ways, learning about inflation helps us better understand the world around us. All right, I think that's enough for today's episode. I hope this discussion helped you understand inflation more clearly. I also hope it gave you useful English vocabulary related to economics, money, prices, and everyday life. Remember, the goal is not just to learn new words. The goal is to understand ideas through English and become more comfortable listening to natural spoken language. Keep practicing consistently, keep listening every day, and don't worry if you don't understand everything immediately. Progress comes little by little. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. This is Bella from AZ Languages. Take care, keep learning, and I'll talk to you again in the next episode. See you next time.